Hey, good afternoon. Happy Friday. Let me get here in a little position here. Happy Friday to y'all. I'm Larry Lyon. This is my podcast. I hope you're having a great Friday. You've had a great week. You're getting ready for a great weekend. Um, I'm overwhelmed. Totally overwhelmed here. Let me see. Go back here. There we go. Um, really overwhelmed. I have my W-2 I'm working. I figured out after 3 days there was like four different ways to get here on the bus. Finally got here on time after 3 days of other buses, and oh my god, I spent 4 to 5 to 6 hours depending on which route I was taking. It's always going to be at least 4 hours of just traveling to get to my W-2, which I needed this job because it allowed me to do my podcast still. And it was a base pay, and I knew I could start right away and not have to go through any other interviews and come back and back and forth and all this stuff. And I knew it was going to be cash too. So I had some challenges with that, right? And I looked at I was looking at the travel time as the wrong way. It actually, if I use that time properly, I can get things done that I need to do, like learning more. I can use the time for some social media, catching up with like doing like responding to people from the night before, stuff like that. It's really hard to chat or do phone calls on the bus. I was trying to do that at first, maybe follow up with agents, stuff like that, or call other people. But it's really, really hard to do that. It's even really hard to be on the bus and like trying, because I do a lot of voice texting because I'm not good at the two thumb thing. So I got to either do this or voice text. And I can't do this on the bus because the bus is always moving around and stuff, hitting the wrong things anyway. So I'm going to have a bunch of extra errors anyways there. So first off, I had some challenges here with the Gator Lending Las Vegas page. I got a message from Carly Gundmann saying that, I need to delete it or shut it down or change the name, which I can't do any of it. I've brought this up before. People have heard me talk about it before in the past on here. I literally cannot change the name or delete it. Facebook won't let me because I deleted my original email that it was created with. I'd even deleted my login to it because I had like 4 different Facebook pages. Don't ask me why. They were I got rid of them. Okay, so literally I can't even log in to who my friends are and all that on there. The only thing I still have is access to the page as an admin because I created it. So I'm at a loss to what to do. I don't want to violate the rules, but it's not letting me delete it. So, because without the email, you can't change the name because it asks you when you go in there. Can't. I've tried creating the same email with Gmail, and it won't let you because that email has been used. It's been deleted. It can never be created again. I've reached out to Facebook. I've reached out to Gmail. Gmail told me to say that email is gone. It's been used. That nobody can ever create again. There's only one because it prevents scam and fraud. Because if anybody could just create another exact email, they would be able to do that with anybody's email, right? So if you don't have the login, which I don't, and since it's already been deleted and shut down, they can't revive it. It's their whatever their system is. So Gmail can't help me. Facebook can't help me because I don't have the access to the email. No, I'm gonna try that, but it's not letting me. So let me even see if I can delete that. But here we go. Hold on. Let me finish doing my little sharing here. Sharing for Karen. Just kidding. I don't know who Karen is. I know who Karen is, but I'm not gonna say her name. uh, there's a Karen out there. Me and Tigger know who that Karen is. Um, and just ask Tigger who the Karen is, Elizabeth. Um, so let me finish sharing here. So I posted something there yesterday. I didn't mean to post what I posted. It was just something about the Gator Elite that I was said invited. I had to go on it. I thought I just shared the picture. I didn't know it actually shared a Zoom link. I had to delete that. I can delete my posts. I can do that. I can stop posting there. But other than that, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what the options are. I'm gonna go back and look at it again. Because I don't want to. Originally the page was made on April 14th of 2022, which was more than 2 weeks before the actual start of Gator, which was on May 1st, when Pace told us we couldn't use lending in the name. So that's when I let the page just die. Or not, I just didn't even use it or do anything with it. I had added a few people in there, friends, and they were always in there. Because I deleted the login to it on my phone because you have saved logged ins. Well, I got rid of those. I don't have the password for that. I can't even log in back into the page itself, let alone the group that was created with it. So I'm gonna double check again and see what I can do for that. But it was not intentional. I was trying to be a go getter, do things ahead. I thought I was like, hey, I'm gonna get ahead. I'm gonna start and get a head start on this. So that's why I put in the lending. And Pace said, well, you can't, we're not lenders, but now we are lenders. The Gator Elite and Alpha Gators is lending. It's Gator 2.0 is what lending is. And you guys will hear all about it next week after we have our Zoom on Saturday here tomorrow. But there's some really great things happening with Gator with the lending. That's not even Gator 3.0. Just you guys are going to be blown away. Pace is bringing so much value with Gator. That's why I definitely don't want to, lose my Gator status. And I apparently am not allowed to share in Sub 2 and Sub 2 SoCal and a couple other places promoting myself, asking for help to get to community camp. It wasn't intentional. They know that. But whoever they deleted all my lives in SoCal Sub 2 yesterday. Somebody complained. So haters, whatever. But it is a rule too, so I understand, and I'm not gonna contest that or argue that fact. But so we're not gonna share to a few groups anymore. But I can still share to other ones. So I'm not gonna share this. Every time there's a few groups I can't share to, and I just won't share to them anymore, or I might just leave them. So I'm not gonna share to the Sub 2 private group, but everybody else I'm still sharing to. Purpose ways, but because there's a lot of people that do see this and they do get value when I was calling the agents, or they get inspired. People want to do deals with me, etc., like that. People want to reach out and they've heard similar stories, or they know things. I've had people tell me, I wish I could, you were around before my brother died and stuff. Maybe they would have been able to see what was possible. Stuff like that. So I messaged Carly. She messaged me this morning. I messaged her back. Then I just sent her another message. I just got to be a little bit more careful in sharing here. And, if I'm sharing to your group and you don't want me to, just let me know, or just block my post or whatever. Because I don't really go in most of these groups. I don't have time to do that. So no South Florida Sub 2 group. There we go. No Sub 2 private group. Here's a couple new groups people invited me to. Like, people are inviting me to their group. So no Mastering Multifamily. Vina doesn't let me share, and I've always respected her on that. No SoCal Sub 2. But all the other ones, School of Sharks, and no Creative Financing. And Chicago real estate investors, they always don't let me do that either. So there. So I've shared everywhere. Hey, Lastacia, I saw you posting last night in the Closer Olympics. That was pretty. That was pretty good. Yeah, the Closer Olympics guys are coming up. That's pretty dope. That was a great show last night. Jerry Norton was on there. Brent Daniels, Pace popped in there for a minute. His daughter Monday was sleeping in the back of the car. But the Closer Olympics are gonna be really good. One day I want to be in one of those Closer Olympics. One day. We got to get there, but I know I can get there. um, so yeah, so there's a lot of challenges and opportunities. I still need a lot of help trying to get to Montana here. Literally, it's just one of the great things about going to this is, you know, on the arrival day of Wednesday, the 26th, before the 27th, 28th, 29th, which are the actual days with all the planning and the events happening. Sam Singh and Daryl Ellison are putting on a private mastermind at their Airbnb for all the early arrivals. You know, that room alone, if you were charged to be in that room with Sam and Daryl, I think if I'm incorrect, but I remember Sam charges like $20,000 to speak at events, or he's received that and more. So to be in a private mastermind with people for the community camp, with Sam Singh and Daryl Ellison leading it from their Airbnb, and all the people that'll be going there. Like, I mean, there's some really heavy hitters coming in there. Those are the rooms. That's why you go to these events. That's why you pay to be in. And I was listening to Pace this morning talking with Dan Fleischman on the bus, which, see, I wish I could put it as eloquently he did, but you don't. I know also by listening to Pace this morning, one of the things when I network in the community camp, the first thing I'm going to say to them, I'm gonna like, hey, I'm Larry Parsons and Larry the Lion. What do you have and what do you need? Simple. Pace. That's when you connect with people. What do you have and what do you need? I'll find out what they have, find out what they need, and then hopefully they'll ask me, what do I have and what do I need? And so, there he gives that story of where he did that at one mastermind. Pace walked in, the guy said, "Well, I have this 48-acre project and I need $1,000,000." And then literally Pace walked over to the next, what do you have? What do you need? He's, well, I have $1,000,000, but I don't know where to spend it. He connected him. They made 1.8 million off of that connection alone. That's what these masterminds are about. They're not so much about what you're learning, but you are learning, but it's the connection that you're making. It's the relationship that you're building. Things you can't do. I mean, you can do it through a Zoom and a Facebook Messenger and a whatever, but that's what it's about. That's about what these events are about. That's why people go to these masterminds, to build relationships, to work together, to do deals together, to learn from each other, to help each other. Because maybe the person that you run into needs something you got, and maybe that's going to help you in your business. So really, really freaking grateful to have Sam and Daryl doing that. My flight gets here at 2:09 p.m. What's this, Dustin? Okay. Wouldn't be one apologetic if I wasn't. You go to these events to get at least one thing to implement walkway at, right? So, no, there was somebody that I was referring to, somebody that reached out to me privately, Dustin, about the hater thing. So they it. I'm not gonna put them on blast or anything like that, but I understand what you're saying, brother. I understand 100%. And yeah, like you said, relationships, nine to 10 drinks from a fire hose. Boo. Thanks, Dustin, for that input. I appreciate it. You're always got some extremely good comments. And Dustin Reynolds and his unapologetic results, the best CRM in the game. If anybody needs that, reach out to Dustin, or I have an affiliate link you could use as well. But yeah. So, anyways, these mastermind, that's what you go to these for. That's why you go to them. And I'm blessed that this young lady over here, she's younger than me. I can say that. Invited me to this community camp. I'm so grateful for Vina. Same thing with Abraham over here, inviting me to the deal makers permanently. So I'm really looking forward to that one in Scottsdale, jumping off a Pace's roof into his pool. That's gonna be so dope. But yeah. So what do you have? What do you need? That's the last two I've been to. I learned each time. I've learned each more how to connect. How to network. It's all still brand new territory for me. Everything like this. So, anyways, I'm gonna figure out what to do with that Gator page because I never actually chatted with the Carly before, but I'm trying to be respectful. So and do what she's asking, and do because I don't want to get kicked out of the Gator Lending program because the Gator Lending is going to be super dope. You guys, you have no idea what Pace is doing for us. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, Dustin. So I also had a couple of people message me today. I don't know who this woman was, but I've never talked to her before. She's like, you're weird. And I'm like, why am I weird? She's like, because you're sharing your life, and why would you do that? And I told her because if I don't share the good, the bad, and the ugly, I had a lot of ugly in those four decades. Why would somebody trust me if I tried hiding all that? Why would if somebody looked into hey, well, private money lender, whatever. I don't want to get Donald Trump. I don't want to have a Stormy Daniels moment. So and it keeps me accountable too. It helps me with my journey because I didn't use any doctors, rehabs, or AA, NA. My accountability is the family and community that God gave me in sub two, and the people that I've brought into my life because I walked away from the people that I didn't need in my life, and so that's why I share the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like now, I made that Gator Lending Las Vegas page because I was trying to get ahead of myself. But apparently it's a problem now because it was just growing on its own. And it's like grown organically from like less than like 30 people at the start of June. When I first got a message, it's like been growing. So apparently I got to figure out a way to shut it off or shut it down. I was just kind of just managing it, not really even doing anything with it. I still don't. I just post, say welcome, whatever, blah blah blah. But people are getting deals in there. There's people doing business in there, but I understand Carly's point. But again, I was like, well, now we can say Gator Lending. So I was like, okay, maybe this is gonna work out. Maybe it's cool to have this, but apparently it's not. So, but there is a lot of Gator Lending opportunities. With that, what Pace is bringing to the community with that is going to be really dope and amazing. So, again, like I said, I didn't share to the sub two South Florida or Southern California or the sub two private base group. I'm trying not to break any self promotion rules there. So, just I'm sharing, like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly here, and that's where I'm at. I don't. If I fucked up, I'm gonna admit that I fucked up. If I do something good, I'm gonna cheer myself on for doing something good, whatever. But I don't keep any secrets. Because why would you not, why would you want to, find something out or hide something from people? Because I don't have nothing to hide anymore. I don't have anything to be ashamed about because I've changed my life. I've built building the right relationships with the right people, and you can see 17 months ago where I was in the streets of Vegas to I'm going to one of the most beautiful places in the United States, Montana, with amazing people. All these people right behind me, and all the people that are going to be there. So pretty freaking grateful for that. Um, and like I said, I'm grateful for this job. I didn't ever want to sell vacations again because that's what I was doing before I left Las Vegas. I was working for a mob guy there. And this one at least is legit. That one was kind of really shady. A lot of stuff they did. I ain't gonna lie. But this is Monster Vacations. So if you go to Monster Vacations, pull it up. They got like a 4.9 rating from like 21,000 reviews. A plus rating, Better Business Use for 11 years. So it is good vacations what we're selling here. It's just a phone room, and I just needed something because still got to pay rent. But also, last night I'm about ready to give up on taking over that house subject to. There's been some challenges. I'm like, man, this is just too hard to do. Working, I can't call contractors. I can't get pad split in there. I need estimates and all this stuff. I don't have time to do right now because I'm definitely not going to sit around and go miss community camp. But and I'm thinking about it, why am I rushing? What's going to be another week with her not signing the contract or whatever. But I ran into a guy last night, and it's kind of in the hood there. It's a developing hood. There's a lot of investor activity in that area where I'm living. There's like at least 4 houses that have been done and fixed and ready flipped, or they're being rented, or they have a for sale sign them right on that block, that one street there. There's 4 of them, and there's like 6 others that could be potential door knocks. And I haven't door knocked because I don't know why I haven't door knocked. I probably should start doing that, but um anyways, I ran into a guy last night, and I asked him if he was because I seen some ladders in the back of his truck, and I said, are you a painter or what do you do? And he's like, I do a little bit of everything. And he apparently he does a lot of bit of everything. He showed me what he did in the backyard of his cousin's house, where they're the next door neighbor. I'm like, cool. I said, what do you charge to just put a wall up? I need 2 walls in the living room to make a bedroom. He's like, I'll do that for like $2,000. And I heard the one lady that I got from West Coast Construction here in St. Pete, she, for everything I wanted done, she was like 85,000 to 100,000. Now, the house is not the Taj Mahal. It doesn't need to have that kind of money invested in it. It's a stick frame. There's possible termite. There is some roof bowing. The doors are all need to be shaved, or I mean, they put the wrong size doors in. The 7 of the 10 doors don't lock, like the bedroom doors. Like they won't latch. So they did a vinyl, cheap ass vinyl on over the existing wood floors. So it's got a lot of issues, but it's not that bad, but it's not that good either. So it's not worth putting all that 8,500, 1,000, 100,000 into it. All I want to do is convert it to a pad split. So I just need to get pad split over there, measure the rooms, tell me what I'm able to do, and he can set it up with him and his other contractor buddies that he has. He's like, I got electricians, I got plumbers, I got everybody that you need. And I said, right, cool. And then I told him my story, and he was just like, him and his buddy there were just like blown away. They're like, dude, you're like, he goes, this, he knows. He was like, I've been there, I was there, I know family members, people that have died. He's like, for you to be alive, even telling me this story, and us talking, it's a gift from God, if we do business together. But it's also just an inspiration to hear that from where you came from. Wow, he was blown away because, I don't want to say like any racial things, but the black community knows the effect of crack and heroin on them. It's been, more. It's killed more than any other, white or Hispanic. They've really took a toll on them, especially the crack back in the 80s and 90s and stuff. That's when I started. 32 years of that I walked away. 7 years of heroin, walked away. And he was like, and when I told him, I said the next day that God literally took it away from me. And he was just blown away. He goes, dude, I just want to work with you just hearing that. He goes, I want to help you out just because of that. He goes, I'll do whatever I need to help you keep you going on your journey. And I was like, man, thank you, brother. And really nice guy. His name's JR. And he was blown away with the Blink card. I sent him my Blink card, and he's like, "What? This is really cool! Wow, I didn't even know these things existed." He goes, "I was trying to find you one of my cards." I said, "Yeah, you don't need them cards anymore. People throw that shit away anyways, right? Everybody got a phone in their hand. You just send them one of these." He's like, "Can you teach me how to make it?" I'm like, "Sure." I showed him how to make a real quick one for him. He was really happy about that. He's like, "Oh man, this is gonna be great. I can give this to everybody. Then I get their number too." He's like, "Man, well, I wish I would have thought of this." I go, "Well, a lot of people would have liked to think of that stuff." But so hopefully, JR, I'm going to talk to Keegan, my sub two buddy, him and Carter out here, that we're going to be partners. We're going to do business together. Really grateful for that meeting at the Kalisha Carter and RPM's meetup in Indian Rock Beach, the Anecdote Brewery, every second Tuesday. I'm always going to promote her. She's my sister. I love Kalisha. But just to see it, it's you just got to get out there and talk to people, like Brett Daniel says. And if I wouldn't have just said, I could have not said anything, but when I saw the ladder, I was like, I was literally walking home, gotten off the bus and walking down the block. And God is not God, but the devil is trying to get me right at the end of the block. I think about a month ago when I was doing my 75 hard, my 45-minute walks, there's a couple guys that sell dope right at the end of the street. And it's literally had a half a second thought last night when I'm like, shit, man, this sucks. Walking over a bunch, and I seen the guy sitting there, and I'm like, it'd be that easy to go do that. But I would never be able to live with myself if I did it. I mean, it just, even if I just relapsed for just one day, I would be overridden with guilt and shame. And oh my God, thank you, Jesus, that I don't have to do that. And I have the power to say no to that I never had before. Because some of the stories that I have a lot of stories. I've fucked up a lot of great things. Like, literally, Paul Newman paid for half of my treatment at Sierra Tucson. And the owner of Outback Steakhouse forced Cigna Insurance to pay for the other half. He told me, he said, look, I'm going to take my 60,000 employees, and if you don't pay for this man's treatment, we're going to go to another insurance company. And I'd already used up 14 days in Chicago, in Northwestern, trying to get out to Sierra Tucson. And like Robert Downey Jr. walked out of there like I was walking in, and my best friend in there was Nell Newman, who, if you look on Newman's Own, the spaghetti sauces, that's Paul Newman and her on there, the picture on there. We were out there in the desert in Tucson. She was like she was a hippie, like she didn't shave her armpits and stuff, but she was my best friend there. But I needed another 15 days there, and the Cigna said, yeah, we agreed to pay for the whole 30 days, but it was 14 in Chicago and 15 days in Sierra Tucson. So Paul Newman stepped up and paid for the rest of my treatment, and I fucked that up. This guy. Other times, there's a whole bunch of stories I've never even told yet. Maybe I'll get around to telling them, but so I'm just grateful to be where I'm at right now. I'm so grateful. So, there's going to this community camp means everything to me after all the stuff I've been through. And I still got a lot of things to go through. I still got a lot of challenges to go through. But I know I do. I do affect people's lives by doing this, by keeping consistent, by showing up, being accountable, being honest, sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly, not hiding things, being open, because who's going to listen to you if you're not open and not honest? And, whatever my stories are, at least I'm telling the truth. And if I fucked up, I admit I fucked up. So we're going to figure the Gator Lending Las Vegas thing out. But there, like I said, there's people that are literally, by me having that, have changed people's lives. Like, in Hawaii. There's Mark. He's my buddy. His Facebook name is Snacks and Tangs. It's SNAXNTHINGS or Z, I think. But his name's Mark, and in that Gator Lending Las Vegas page, he got 500,000 to build container homes for the homeless in Hawaii. That wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for me. And I'm not trying to toot my horn, but everything happens for a reason. Maybe it was just when April 14th, 2022, when I made that page, maybe that was the reason. Maybe it was other reasons. Maybe, I'm having this conversation now because it's going to lead to something else. You just never know where you're going to go. And I was saying yesterday, it was pretty amazing in my Bible app. I got like 9 minutes left before I got to go back in. Did I save it? Oh, shit, I didn't save it. Oh, no, yeah, I did. This is what I read yesterday. I was having kind of a heavy day yesterday. It says, God, I don't want to face my challenges alone. I've made mistakes in the past, and to move forward, I know I need to help from others. Please give me the courage to confess my mistakes to trusted people. Surround me with a community who's willing to hear my struggles, pray with me, and encourage me to live more like you each day. Thank you, Lord, in Jesus' name, man. Pretty amazing to hear the word community in there. Than the community that he has surrounded me with. When I literally, at the end of that Super Bowl last word, my exact words, and I'm always going to share this because it's so true and so, I don't know, prophetic or whatever. But I said, God, I'm done. I said, I'm done this time. I said, this man, right? Wait, there's my finger. This man here, he's Willy Wonka. This is my last shot at the golden ticket. I said, I need all new friends. All new family. And look what he gave me. Sub 2. Greatest community on earth. Pretty blessed. If you don't believe in God, just listen to my story because I think you should. Because I couldn't do it without him and Jesus. So, I mean, Pace is great. But, he is a carpenter. I'm not saying Pace is Jesus or anything, but he does have a beard and he is a carpenter. Just kidding. Sorry. But anyways, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow, or I'm probably gonna get on later tonight, maybe, but I'm definitely gonna be on Saturday and Sunday doing, calling some agents or calling contractors or doing this, having Pad Split come over to the house to see what we got to do, because there's a few private money lenders out there that are willing to give me the money to do that, convert that to a Pad Split. But I just don't want to I'm going to have Orkin come out, and instead of, because why pay for an inspection to come out when you can have Orkin come out and tell you for free if you got termites and shit or not, right? I mean, if they do, then we have to see another, go another route, but yeah, so a lot of challenges, a lot of opportunities and challenges. I'm going to use the opportunity that I have in the bus rides right now, and do some, you gotta look for the bunnies, like Pace says. There's bunnies everywhere. You just gotta look for them. I'm grateful. Thanks for watching, guys. And Carly, if you're watching this, oh, I meant to share her link to her. Hold on. Hold on. Let me share it real quick for Carly. Oops. Nope. No, I don't want to create a post. Just want to copy the link. So, Carly, I do hear what you're saying. I take notice. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get the place name change, shut down somehow, one way or another. I appreciate you. And thank you, Carly. And thank you, Pace. Thank you, Vina. Thank you, Abraham. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, everybody. Can't wait to go out to community camp. Thank you, Sam Singh, for having the mastermind. You and Daryl. It's going to be really cool. And thank you to my best friend, Liz. And couldn't be doing this without her either. She's really been my best friend throughout this journey. So thank you, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you sometime again tomorrow.